Hi, my name is Sami Rahman with Android for SpecialNeedsBook.com. This is the first, hopefully, of the Android devices that I'll be unboxing for you for the book. So I thought I'd start. This is the Google Nexus 10. This was it's manufactured by Samsung, but under the direction of Google. So I got it yesterday in the mail, and it about killed me not to open it up last night. So here we go. I'm going to open it up. It's a pretty simple package. There's just a little sleeve. You can see that there's the Google on the one side, and Samsung is there it is. Samsung's right there on the side, so conspicuously absent. So let's just slide this off. So it should be pretty easy. Okay. Set that to the side, and I've got two security tape things. So I'm going to take my little box cutter and slice this one here and slice that one there. So that's the box cutter. I'll flip this back over and slide off the lid. And there it is. This is the device. It's got a plastic thing on it. So pull this up. So this is the device. Plastic on both sides. And a camera right there, and two speakers. Pretty big speakers right there on either side. Let's see, I'm going to set that aside and let's see what else we have. We have, inside the box, we have a USB cable and a power charger, and then the adapter for, this happens to be the US adapter. And then, let's see if we have, and a couple of manuals. So those are our two manuals. So pretty basic stuff. Not much is in the box. So let me set this aside. And we'll get back to the device. So that's the front-facing camera. I've got a speaker along one end and a speaker along the other end. Those are pretty big speakers. On the back of the device, I have an LED light and another, the back-facing camera. On the, I guess it would be the left-hand side of the device, I have a USB port and a audio jack. On the left-hand side, I've got the micro DVI port, or HDMI port. On the bottom, I have what looks like a docking port, and I've got volume rockers and the power button. So let's power it up. So I'm going to press and hold. Now notice that there's the Google emblem. Notice I haven't taken the plastic off. I'm going to do a separate video on how to add the screen protector to it next, and so I want to leave the plastic on so that I have no contaminants before I do the screen protector. But you can see there's the welcome message, there's the start. There we are. For more information, go to androidforspecialneedsbook.com, where you'll find more videos, other resources like cheat sheets, and a book on how to use an Android device with your special needs user.